from 7:30 a.m. till 5 p.m. I'd encourage you. Consists of. So please join us. That's going to be on Tuesday.
Coach Bobby presents Roleplay with Millionaire agents.
Often as you want to, with creating of that value is what I'm getting at.
Hey, you, Robert Buenoff here. Just want to take a minute.
Good morning.
What's up?
Hey, I don't know if it was me or it was Zoom or what the heck's going on, but it was taking forever to log in. So
It's all good.
Yeah. All right.
Tech of 2023.
Love a relationship with it, but let's go ahead and jump right in. I know, of course, I want to be respectful of your time. So you're up this week. So
Do it. You ready?
yeah, let's go.
Awesome. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hello, Robert.
Yes.
Good morning. It's David Arustamian, your realtor calling. I'm calling to confirm our appointment for tomorrow at 5. Does that time still work for you and Pepper?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I was just wondering. I know you said you were going to call today, so I was just about to text you. But yeah, we're good for tomorrow.
Well, very excited to meet with you. And before I come out, Robert, as I promised, there are a number of questions I need to ask you. If what I say makes sense, if you and Jennifer feel comfortable and confident that I can sell your home, are you planning to list your home with me when I see you?
I mean, we're going to have a conversation. Like I mentioned yesterday, I'm not really looking at making any sort of promises yet. I will listen to what you have, but I don't know if I'll be making a decision tomorrow.
Okay, you don't know if you're going to be making a decision tomorrow. No promises. Understood. No promises needed. Are you planning to interview any other agents for the job, or is it just me for now?
Well, basically, we did speak with one agent about 2 weeks ago. We weren't really too thrilled with the conversation that we had with that person. And outside of you, we might have one other option. So it's really going to be dependent as to what you got going on. I mean, we'll make a decision at that point.
Thank you. And I appreciate you giving me the opportunity. There are only 80,000 agents to choose from in our county here, so you have a lot of options. Tell me, since you are interviewing multiple agents, what's important for you? What are you looking for out of your real estate agent?
I mean, just someone who's going to get the job done. I mean, it's one of those things where it's been an absolute whirlwind trying to even get to this point. I mean, ultimately just somebody who's going to get the job done, get us top dollar, communicate, professionalism. So.
Okay, so just to make sure I have everything right, job done. So you're looking for results, someone that's going to net you the most amount of money in your pocket, someone that's going to communicate to you, and someone that obviously is professional in handling the sale for you.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much. That's exactly what I'm looking for.
I've got your back on all of that. Robert, tell me again, where are you moving to?
We're just staying here locally. I mean, just trying to get something a little bit bigger, something a little bit more accommodating. That's pretty much about it.
So you're staying locally and you're getting something larger, something bigger. How is that going to impact your family if you get something larger?
Well, we got bigger dogs now. I mean, when we moved in here, it's a quaint little 3-bedroom, 2-bath, sitting on 6,000 square foot. It was just perfect, for Jennifer and I. And we got 2 dogs, and Jennifer wants to get another dog, and we're just kind of a dog family, and just trying to get something a little bit more. We call them our kids,
They are like our kids. That you're absolutely right. That's awesome. So you want more space. It sounds like you're looking for a little bit more space indoor as well as outdoor for the dogs to play and so on. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, for me, honestly, it really doesn't matter. I can stay here, but Jennifer's all about. She grew up with dogs, and I mean, she grew up with like 6-7 dogs. I'm okay with one, but now she's talking about a third dog, and it's just trying to make her happy. I mean, that's basically what it boils down to.
I heard the saying, I don't know if you've heard it, happy wife, happy life, right?
Yeah. I mean, basically we have a saying here in the family, whatever Jen wants is what Jen gets. So
Jennifer's way or the highway, right?
Do you know her? Yeah.
Understood. Well, I've got your back on that. Tell me, how soon do you want to make this move to get into that larger home with a larger lot and so on?
Honestly, David, like I said yesterday, I'm not really in any sort of dire rush. It's the inevitable. So for me, whether we do it next week or we do it next year, it's kind of, yeah, either way is fine.
So if things line up, you're ready to go. Otherwise, you're in no rush. Perfect. We will market you accordingly.
Yeah.
When I see you, Robert, how much do you want me to list your home for?
I mean, I've seen a couple properties in the area that have actually sold not too long ago. I think in the last 2 months, we had 2 properties here on the same street, one for at 1-1. We had another one at 1-2. Those 2 didn't have a pool. Ours does. So I'm thinking somewhere in there, maybe, on the other side of that.
Perfect. So maybe more than that. How were those 2, and I haven't seen them yet, how were those 2 interiors compared to yours?
I mean, the interiors are all pretty comparable. I mean, all the properties are pretty much the same. I mean, one of them is actually a 4-bedroom, but I don't know, it's not too much bigger of a square footage. It's got an extra 200 square feet. And the other one's also a 3-bedroom. They're all pretty comparable. I think the only thing that really makes anything different from one to the other is, the 4-bedroom in that other house, that when they got 1.2. But again, they don't have a pool. I do. So.
Yeah, so they're a little bit larger. They have the extra bedroom, but they don't have a pool. So that makes a big difference as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Understandable. Robert, as a professional agent, I study homes, I study prices every day. So I'll be putting together that market analysis for you. And I assume that you'll list with me at a price that'll cause your property to sell, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's the ultimate plan for sure.
Okay, perfect. So what price won't you go below?
I mean, I don't know. I even think that 1-1, I think is kind of that. I don't even want to say basement, because again, our pool should be able to add at least 50, 100,000. So I'm thinking like 1-1.5. We gotta start at 1-2 plus, but 1-1.5 is probably, if you're asking me, rock bottom. I think at that point in time, I'm gonna have to talk to Jen and say, hey, we're gonna have to wait this thing out.
Perfect. Just want to get an idea of where you stand. Of course, my job is to get you every dollar out of it without overpromising you and making that move as efficiently as possible. Speaking of which, what is your yield? What are you trying to get into? What's your budget on the purchase? Because we can help with that as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually a little bit lesser of a neighborhood, which I'm okay with. I mean, when we moved in here, it's a little bit of the impressing the Joneses. But we're really just trying to get to something that's a little bit more accommodating space-wise. We don't need more house, like I mentioned. It was really just, the extra lot. So everything we're looking at is 9 to like 1.1.5. I mean, if I go really all out.
Perfect. So between 9 and about 1.1. And do you have an agent helping you with this, or could we interview for the job of helping you with this as well?
Well, we have a couple of options. We did go to an open house about 2 weeks ago, which is the agent that that I mentioned to you. So, we had a conversation with that gal. And then there's a couple of new builds in the area. The only concern that I have is really the tax rate. I mean, it's crazy what these new builds are actually charging now for that stuff. So, I mean, it really depends on the type of house, because we might look at new build, we might look at resale, where we're kind of a little bit open to, whatever.
Okay. Phone's cutting out, but let's make that one of the things we talk about when I see you tomorrow at 5.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'd like to earn your business for the purchase as well as the sale. So, Robert, tell me, how much do you still owe on this property, or is it free and clear?
No, we still have a small note. I mean, I put a really large down. I put about 50% down when we moved in, so I'm right around 225, right around there.
225, perfect. And you've never thought about selling it yourself, right? You want a professional agent to help you with this move.
No, I'm not in sales. I have no idea where to start. So, I mean, I'll leave that up to you guys.
We are in sales. We're professional salespeople. So understood there. Will you help finance the home for the buyer, or do you simply just want your cash out and you're using part of this for the next property?
No, I mean, ideally, if we're in a position where we get with what I'm hoping for, I mean, that'll put me right about 8. and change. And I mean, if I can get something in the 900s, I mean, I have some savings. I'd like to buy a house cash if I could. That's the ideal thing.
Okay, so you're taking all of your cash out and you're using this for the next purchase. Ideally, you don't even have a loan on the next place. Perfect.
Yeah.
And earlier you started describing your home for me. You mentioned 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 6,000 square foot lot. Could you continue that? Just describe your property for me.
Yeah, I mean, we it's a pretty good sized house. I mean, it's 21 and change. We got the pool. I mean, we spent way too much money on this pool. It ended up being about $300,000 backyard project. So that, I mean, that's probably the biggest selling feature. I mean, probably the kitchen is another really big thing. I mean, we got all of the Viking appliances. I know I mean, it's a pretty good looking place. So, yeah, and then we have the what we call as the the California room, which is that indoor outdoor thing going on. So a lot of people really like that. And then we got the barbecue, so it's kind of one of those things. I guess if you want to call it, I guess you guys call it in the industry like a entertainer's something or other, but yeah, it's an entertainer's home.
Entertainer's dream home. We like that. Yes.
There we go. Yeah.
Good size house, 2,100 and change square feet. I see here it's 2,133. You have a really nice backyard. That is dialed in. $300,000 spent. So we're going to make sure we get every dollar out of it possible for that. You have the updated appliances in the kitchen. Viking, great brand, and of course that California room with the barbecue. And we're definitely going to target it towards that entertainer buyer. Any recent renovations I should know about?
I mean, everything's pretty much kept up, and we keep the dogs outside. I mean, they pretty much stay in the California room. We don't let them really come in really too much, so it doesn't really get beat up by the dogs. We don't have kids that come in the area, or at least into the house. So I mean, it's in great shape. So
excellent. Well, very excited to see it. As I said, I'm going to be putting together a packet of information, and I'll have it delivered by end of day today. Will you and Jennifer take a few moments and review it before I see you?
Yeah. I mean, anything I should be paying attention to?
Well, it's going to be all the information that we are going to go over when I see you. So we'll have the comparable properties, we'll have the listing paperwork we can of course sign tomorrow, and most importantly, my proactive plan on getting homes like yours sold. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
Great. Robert, will all the decision makers be present tomorrow?
Just Jen and I, that's it.
Jennifer and you. Perfect. And is it okay if I call her Jen, or should I call her Jennifer? What would you and her prefer?
I don't know. I never really even thought about that. Most of her friends call her Jen. I guess Jen is fine.
Jen is fine. Perfect. Any questions before I see you tomorrow?
No, we'll go over everything. I mean, probably the one thing would just be the commission. I'm sure you'll go over that tomorrow, but I'm not really looking at paying 6%. That's what I told the last gal. So I think just kind of being upfront with you in regards to that.
Understood. And we'll make the commission the first thing we talk about when I see you tomorrow. And so, Robert, our meeting will take anywhere between 30 and 45 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that'll work.
Great. Well, I appreciate the opportunity. I'm not going to let you down, and I'll see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
Cool. All right, man. Good job. Obviously, I was playing a little bit of the disinterest, and I was hoping that there would be some sort of extraction on that. I mean, the last guy that I spoke to was just kind of like, do you even want to do this? And I wanted to see how you actually extracted that. So you did get a chuckle out of me. I was hoping that there was going to be a little bit more on that. So great job in regards to getting there. So I know that that's been something that I've asked of you in the past. You did go into the motivation. I think the area that probably would have, it's kind of like, when you talk to, that person about their favorite sports team or their kids or their whatevers. And then you can get them to shut up after forever. I think what I wanted to hear is something along the line of, well, I mean, happy wife, happy life, but Robert, tell me what's in it for you. Anything from that direction, because then now it turns it on me. Like the focus was on Jennifer, the dogs, which you did a really good job of. But that's the part where I think that there could have been a little bit more connection between David and Robert. And that was a little bit of that disinterest. When I spoke to this particular gentleman, he, I kind of just went into the direction of like, I mean, tell me, John, how about yourself? I mean, what's in it for you? I mean, we got the dogs, we got Jen, we're making everybody happy. What's making you happy? And I was like, well, I just,
Yes,
I'm tired of the day-to-day stuff. I don't want to carry a note. I mean, I really want to be, okay. So it sounds to me like as if you're looking for something that you just want to get rid of mortgage payments. Like, okay, cool. So
it's a financial move for him and dog move for her. So
yeah. So I think if anything, it would have been just a little bit in the Robert arena. So everything else was spot on. You stayed professional. You continued to move in that direction. I know we're a few minutes over time, but yeah, that's probably the only thing I could probably say in critique wise. Maybe a little bit of more smile in there. You did a good job at the beginning, and then just kind of we got a little bit business-like, but just a little bit. I want to be able to hear you smile in there somewhere.
Yes,
towards the end.
definitely.
Okay.
Great points. Thank you for those, and just getting better every single day. So that's what it's all about.
Cool, man. Anything you feel like you could have done different? Would have wanted
Thank you,
to do
brother.
different? You got it.
I could have also, you kind of showed a disinterest in it, but I could have also been like, oh wow, what kind of dogs do you have?
Sure.
And when I got there, I could use that to get Jen on my side as well, because she doesn't know me, and I typically don't prequal both husband and wife. So
yeah, absolutely. And even then, anything from anything, just trying to get Robert engaged is kind of what I wanted to see a little bit more. And it could have even been the dogs, or whatever it may be. But that's the part where just a little bit on the exploring part. But again, man, hey, truly a pleasure. Apologize for the technical issues, and I don't know what's going on with connectivity today. So, but anyways, we'll see each other next week. Have a powerful week.
Crazy weather. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right,
soon.
man. All right.
Take
Bye.
care.
All right, everybody. So sorry about the technical issues. David, of course, did an amazing job. I obviously try to play the role of as much as with what we get when we have somebody who's a little bit of the disinterest. Again, I'm showcasing these guys are all like absolute killers. I mean, they absolutely do a phenomenal, amazing job, and you see to what level we work on these skill sets. And there's always something to learn, and it's really interesting from being a coach now, for the last 10 years, on how many people I talk to and they just don't even role play, or they role play once or they role play twice a week. I mean, it's mind boggling. I mean, and these dudes are making, between 1, 2 to all the way over to $3 million. And you're sitting here, happy with your 6, 7, 8 deals. And if that's your life, if that's what you want, I'm not trying to pass judgment. But what I'm talking about is the people that are doing 6, 7, 8 deals, but they want to do 40, but you're not willing to put the effort in. So that's the one thing I will tell you. I ask of all of my coaching clients to have 10 role play partners. You're going to want to have one role play partner Monday through Friday, ideally between the hours of 7 and 7:30. And another mid-morning one. I would encourage you to do one, probably in that 10:30-ish window, and make it quick. We got it in about 15, 20 minutes. You can alternate. As you can see with a couple of the role play people, we both go, and with others, we just rotate. The key is to continue to work on it. And even as David was doing his role play, I'm still working on my skills because as I'm going through and I'm responding, I'm saying in my head, this is what I would say. And then, of course, even from the critique standpoint, or even just kind of hearing like, oh, I like with what David said in regards to that. So I want you to pay close attention to that, because ultimately the one thing that we can control is our efforts. We can't always control the results, but the results will come as long as we control our efforts. I think the one thing that I want to continue to showcase is as long as, you allow me, I want to continue to do this. I want to continue to build off of it. And as I mentioned yesterday, I'm going to start rolling out the April schedule. I'm going to introduce a couple of different classes. One of them is I'm going to be prospecting. So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Okay. So unlike all of these other people, I was talking to a good friend of mine yesterday, also in the industry, and we were just talking about, what's it called? All these people now that all of a sudden we have all these coaches and speakers and all this other stuff. And cool. All right. So be it. But the problem is that they don't have the resume to back it up. I mean, and some of the people that are out there, having an audience of, 50, 100, 500, 1,000 people, and they had that 1 year where they did 40 deals. I'm not necessarily trying to put them down, but I'm going to ask of you to always pay close attention to who you're listening to. Again, the reason I have these people, and I'm going to encourage, because I noticed, they're all guys, and I'm trying to find women. I want to showcase women too. So if you know of any 7-figure plus income women in the industry, I'd love the opportunity to role play and showcase them as well. But my point being is, with all of these mega agents, is even hitting 7 figures, they're putting in the efforts. Are you? And on top of that, going back to the people that you're listening to and you're speaking to, or that's speaking to you, is what is the information? What is the message? So the one thing I want to do a little bit different from this format is, again, showcasing the agents that are making it happen. I'm going to do a version of reality TV on myself. Year to date, I've done 1 deal. Okay. So now that's a low light. Okay. Now, obviously, the reason I've only done 1 deal is because my focus has been running my own company for the last 5 years, which I sold again in about 6 months ago, and then coaching. So now I get the benefits of getting back into production. The cool thing is that right now, today, I actually have 7 clients that I'm working with. So now, little by little, I'm building up the production. I'm going to continue to showcase that. I'm going to continue to move in that direction. My ultimate goal, again, like I said, is to role play in the morning. I'll be doing prospecting at least once, likely 2 days out of the week. And I'll be doing that for about 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours. And then I don't want to overcommit, but I do want to make sure that I am being consistent with what I'm doing. And then I'm going to start introducing some afternoon classes, probably 1 and even 2 classes in the afternoon, likely at about 1 o'clock. And that'll be all those times are Pacific Standard. Okay. And they're all what I think are money-making classes. Meaning you could take the information that is being provided and implement it almost instantly. I'm going to talk about how to get expireds, how to get FSBOs, how to get just listed, how, door knock, all of these things, your database, the pre-qual, the listing presentation, your systems, following a schedule, all of this stuff that is absolutely vital. So I'm going to go ahead and showcase that here. I'm hoping that this is bringing value to you. If it is, great. I'm super grateful for my audience. And then I do also want to encourage all of you to invite and help grow the community. I really would appreciate that.
From 7:30 a.m. till 5 p.m., I'd encourage you to consist of. So please join us. That's going to be on Tuesday.
Often as you want to, with creating of that value is what I'm getting at.
Hey, you, Robert Buenoff here. Just want to take a minute.